We back and we back. Zeus P, Tank Juice. Let the light in, man. It's the 2-hour lunch break, dog. I'm locked in. So turn your speakers up a notch and grab the white gin. And when I'm on the road to the office or the crib, it's Big Zeus, St. Jude, the ones I wanna hear. This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake.
Coming to you live, putting on for the city.
This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.
Welcome back. It's your host, Trotwood Zeus, and you're tapped in with the 2-hour lunch break podcast, man. A podcast for Austin, from Austin. Man, today we got a special one in the building, man, especially for the city.
Hey,
man,
Bars Robinson.
We sitting down, man, with a born and raised Austin artist, man, somebody who's been putting in real work, applying pressure and building his name brick by brick, man. If you've been outside in the city, man, you've seen him, man, from crew lounge to radio appearances to South by Southwest as an official artist. He's been steadily carving his lane with hard-hitting bars, high energy, and a commitment to making timeless music, not just fast moments, man. So today, we're going to talk about his full journey, man, growing up in Austin, the early grind days, boxing and discipline, handing out CDs, collaborating with the city, and what's coming next with his upcoming projects and the summer rollout, man. Tap in, lock in, and help us, man. Welcome Bars Robinson into the building, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, bro. And I appreciate the words, too, man.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
it's a lot of work definitely being put in, so
Yes, sir.
it's always good whenever it's noticed.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mention,
yeah, man. You know, like we were saying off air, man, we had to, roll out the red carpet, man. We got a big dog in the
Appreciate
building,
that.
man.
No,
Have to bring
appreciate
you in
that,
the right
bro.
way.
Yeah, no, we definitely trying to, we all the same path for the city. I see we all just trying to make everybody, have a lane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a lane.
So, man, now that I got you here, man, let's go ahead and talk about your background, right? So I know we were actually talking off air, man. You've gone to schools all over the city, all over Austin, right,
Oh, yeah.
man? Talk about your upbringing in Austin, man. What part of the city raised you?
Man, I say mainly the east side. That's where my mom was always at. And then we was on the north, too, with Pops.
Okay.
He was back on Rumberg, East Wind. That's back when it was a little rough back then, though, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But no, mainly east side, north side, and then eventually we got south, too, as well.
Okay.
So, but most side, east side.
Gotcha. So, I know, with you being an Austin native, man, you've seen Austin is going through a lot of changes since you've been a kid. Since I've been a kid, we the same age. Man, as an Austin native, man, what's the biggest change you feel personally in the city so far since being a kid?
A lot more people.
Yeah.
A lot more people, a lot more growth. These businesses that are out here and people that are moving, it's just a lot more diverse. And I feel like it's cool. It feels good, but it still like takes away a little bit of that home feeling.
Right.
So I would just say it's a little more crowded out here.
Gotcha.
Traffic can be something else.
Man, it gets thick. We was just talking
traffic
at
is
130, man. You was battling on the way in, so I know how it
Had
goes.
to hit that little side lane. You know how to drive and also
Right.
you get around it.
Exactly, man. So, man, let's switch gears a little bit. So let's talk about your family. I know digging into your backstory, you talked about it a lot. Your parents grinding. When you were a child.
Yeah.
Man, talk about that experience and man, how did that shape your mindset as a creative?
Man, it was real different. Pops always, I always grew up around him, not watching him work for nobody.
Yeah.
He worked for himself, built different businesses up to eventually now he's doing owns a skating ring, RV parks, 3-4 houses, Airbnb, a lot of land. And watching that residual, that kind of put me in the same lane business-wise.
Right.
To be able to have income coming in to fund what I'm doing independently, So watching that definitely put me where I have more time and more control over my schedule and my system. So I think, watching both of them. Mom's too. Okay. Mom's a real estate agent. National, no, how did she say it? I can't say national. International shopping network host.
Okay.
Yeah, they're worldwide. They send her on all type of trips everywhere around the world, man.
Yeah.
Loves what she does. Also a real estate agent.
Okay.
Also sells insurance. Also has a T-shirt business.
Man, she get to it.
Yeah, so it's always seeing that hustle. It's definitely put a different type of energy in me. Whenever I want to go out there and get something, I feel like I got to go get it. There's really no excuse for nothing.
There we go. I love that, man.
I appreciate you.
So, I know in the past, and like some past interviews you've done, you mentioned as a kid, man, I know you were like a bit of a troublemaker and you got grounded a lot and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right? Man, looking back on that time, man, what was you searching for at that age, man? What, had you kind
Man,
of getting
I
into
really
stuff?
honestly, I still be trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Because I be looking back and I be lost for words at some of the stuff that I did, and I'm like, man, what was I on, bro?
Right,
Like,
right.
I was on some whole other. And then even at that, like my parents, they ain't just, we was the first ones out of 8 or 9. So, different numbers, different size. But
Right.
I feel like with every parent, when you get your first child, you really learning. You think
Yeah.
you know what you're going to do as a parent,
Right.
but you really learning by the time. I got 3 kids. So now my third one, I feel like, man, okay, I see what I did wrong here. So obviously our parents did the same with us, bro. But they also still trying to keep my head straight on the right path. But I was just being rebellious.
Got it.
I honestly think I was probably looking for a little attention.
Okay, gotcha. So I know you also got a story about your dad handing you kind of like an old school rap catalog.
Yeah.
Pac, E40, Jay-Z.
Yeah,
man. All of the above, right, man? What did that music education kind of do for your
Man,
musical
I was
ears?
real big growing up because Pops always had he had subwoofers in whatever he was driving. And he used to do custom fabric work and all that for everybody. He was like the neighborhood mechanic and custom guy at the same time. So
Okay.
growing up around that sound, we automatically did. Mom's was the same way with the music.
Yeah.
But man, just the beats always, even when back then we didn't know we were listening to the lyrics.
Right.
We were also listening for the feeling, for the beat.
Exactly, yeah.
But now I feel like as we look, I'm like, man, I was jamming Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 years old. The Tupac album. I remember my mom got the Tupac book 1. This was in pre-K. Picked me up in a 90-something Honda Civic.
Yeah.
And I got a new CD. And Ambitious Was a Rider was like my first introduction to Tupac.
There we go.
But so it was learning that and taking all that in versus what they taking in now, I feel like helped kind of create my sound.
Gotcha.
In the respect for timeless music and actual meaning behind words,
There we go. So, okay. So, kind of piggybacking on, talking about your childhood, man. I know you actually had you were real athletic as a child.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
I know you did football, basketball, track, but boxing was like, your main thing at the time.
Yeah.
What did boxing teach you that you use in rap today?
That y'all use in music? Like
Yeah.
Control. Yeah, because the tongue is a powerful thing that you got, and what you say and what you do, how you react, how you comment, how you tag somebody, how you share any kind of news. You got to be ready for what comes with that and having some control behind it,
Gotcha.
And coming up as a young artist that didn't have, I'm going at people, doing this, doing that, having altercations, and, police in your life and all that. And it's, learning that control from it, though.
Okay. I was gonna say, did you ever go anywhere with it? Did you take it like Golden
Nah,
Gloves,
man,
something like that?
It was training basis and sparring and all that. And at that time, Pops was moving out of Austin deep into Cedar Creek. Moms was moving out of Austin deep into Leander at the time.
Ooh, yeah.
That's back
The
before
opposite
Leander
ends.
even.
Golly.
Yeah, Leander was country then.
Yeah.
But I see now they were trying to get away from what we was around.
Gotcha.
So at that point, it was like, I'm going to be honest, feel like I ain't really had time to put into what I wanted to do. So I was just kind of bounced around school to school,
Right.
Mom's trying to pay bills, dad trying to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. But man, I was gonna say, I mean, it's actually a good thing that you got involved in boxing as a child, man, because it teaches you that discipline early.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you can apply that, all that, running, getting up early, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
You apply that to your journey as an artist, where when you get to the studio, you can lock in.
Yeah.
You can block out all the noise, all that stuff like that, and like really, apply yourself, man.
Exactly.
So that's a great tool that could be used for that for sure.
No,
for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. And to keep people up off you. If you ever
There we
run
go.
into it. I'll
We
put
go
myself
too.
in them situations, but
Yeah.
you know.
So I know as a child, man, I know you started like writing and recording around like 14, right? What was that first song that you made?
Man.
That made you go like, oh man, I can really do this.
It's crazy because it was a freestyle me and my brother did.
Okay.
And that's back when you used to have the Macintosh.
Right, yeah.
And you remember the Macintosh?
Uh-huh.
Y'all, hey, they don't know
That's
what,
going
yeah.
back for real.
The Macintosh, though,
Yeah.
used to have a little stand-up microphone, but it had like a little recording program,
Right.
Audacity.
Yeah.
You could even mess with the pitch and all that. But we recorded like a little freestyle, nothing written, and that was just, we just put it on a CD, showed it to the homies.
Yeah.
And they, I was like, you know what, let's keep freestyling, bro.
Yeah.
And then when I got to high school, freshman year, homie Jeff, shout out Juice, We was freestyling a football game. Say, bro, I got an in-home studio. Come, write something out. I don't know how to write.
Yeah.
Showed me how to write, recorded something there, and shoot, bro. The rest was a wrap from there.
There we go.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
So, I know, doing my research into you, you actually used to be a part of a group at a point in time.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about that experience. Like, what was that group about? Like, what was the name and everything?
Nah, bro. A few different groups. The first one, though, coming out of high school was SSB.
Okay.
So Sincere Southern Boy.
Gotcha.
That was me, the homie Juice I mentioned, another homie Foe. Kid Jones, LNS. That's when they started. That's when Corey Kendricks, that's my guy. He was in there with us. Tank Washington, Randy, Slim. It was all brothers, you know. But that was the group though coming up, man. And that was I say a few of the guys already had their wheels moving, and I was learning. You know, I was coming off of freestyling at games to where I was really learning my structure and learning from them.
Yeah,
you know, how to move and what to do. So yeah, no, shout out to the team, bro.
There we go.
We all still locked in to this day.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
This day.
So, man, let's shift gears, man. Let's talk about your name, right? So
Yeah.
your name is literally Bars.
Yeah.
Right, as a rapper, man. What do talk about the story behind that name and like what does like Bars mean to you?
Man, No Hooks, P5. It's on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
I dropped that. I believe it was In Tune Volume 2. It's one of my first few albums like that I put on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But I remember I called the homie Jones. Shout out Go Night Security.
Okay.
Called the homie Jones. Like, bro, check your email. Just sent you one. Let me know. Called me back after listening to it. This was no hooks, just straight bars, the entire song. He called me back so hype. And he's the one that'll tell you, hey, bro, that was trash. He'll tell you like straight up.
But you need that.
Yeah, he'll tell you straight up. But he called back, he's like, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you what right now. I used to go by Larray. That's my middle name, New Discovery. And I was like, what's the word? He's like, hey, we got to call you Bars Robinson from now on because you came with the bars. And I told him, like, you know what, bro? Like, I got a little ring to it. Bars Robinson. So, yeah, we ended up running. As a matter of fact, when I had recorded that song, I had put out In Tune Volume 1. And that one didn't even make the cut because I felt like everything else. So then In Tune Volume 2, I went ahead and threw it on. But when I typed in my name, Bars Robinson, 2017, I put a single out, then the album 18. I was the only one with the name Bars Robinson. So it sent me like,
Right.
you're the only one on this platform. So I was like, okay, I doubt I'm ever going to meet another Bars Robinson.
There we go.
And if I call myself Bars, it's for a reason. Yeah. I'm going to listen. I'm going to see what somebody talk about. They go by Bars,
Gotcha. There we go. So, okay. So, kind of going back in time a little bit, right? So, 2016, I know you had talked about kind of being like in your era, like handing out CDs, and, paying for slots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you kind of marked 2016 as like basically the last year you was gonna do that.
Yeah, fact.
Right. So, man, talk about that.
There was some
what
other
made you come
times
to
I did. There was some other times though I ended up having to do some pay to play stuff,
Right.
to build a network. But
Okay.
man, it was right at 2000. It was actually 17.
Okay.
I had that mindset like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But 17, I got into a wreck that I never saw coming. So I woke up in my car with some ladies called the ambulance. Whole car smashed up. I'm in there. I was in the hospital for about 5 days, 4 nights, something like that. Fractured my C7. And they said, yo, you had a good chance of being paralyzed, blase.
Yeah.
Shoot, I got out the hospital, had a whole back brace on, and recorded Tell Me That. It's like one of my singles that's out there.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first ones I put as a single. But I've just been on go ever since, bro.
Man.
And it wasn't like, I could have died. I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy because I never saw the wreck coming. The lady admitted all fault. She pulled out the wrong way. There was not 1 second I knew, like, damn, I'm about to get in a wreck.
Damn.
It just literally went from whatever I was driving, thinking, doing to that fast could have been. And that's kind of crazy, though, because that really is like a moment of, like, yo, it really could have been like that, So,
Man.
it didn't really like trip me out that much, but it just still put me on go.
Gotcha.
And then I had to be on go. There was a lot going on, bro.
Yeah.
Just had my daughter, got 2 kids, so
It got real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, man, you started moving in a different direction.
No, for sure.
You started moving to platforms and paying to do it, right? What changed for you, like career wise, ever since that shift after the wreck?
Man, the quality of music, I was always recording myself, mixing and mastering myself.
Yeah.
Trying to be in house and do the whole thing.
Right.
And Big and Little, shout out Kev, Big and Little Productions. I got with him to get one of my first music videos done, and he really liked what I was doing.
Okay.
Shout out to my uncle, Mr. Trey So Trill. He actually made that connection for me. I was like, I want to get visuals, I want to get videos, I want to like really move.
Yeah.
So he plugged me in with him because he was getting he did cinematic stuff. He went to school for it, but he was just getting into music videos. I'm like, perfect, we can learn.
Yeah.
And man, he had told me, he was like, I like your record, man. It just sounds like some of the quality needs to be. I want to hook you up with my guy Mask. Shout out Mask. He was with Elevate Studios. You probably met him, heard of him. He worked with Black Child a lot too. That's the fam. And man, when I did my first record with him, bro, and I say this a lot. I've told him, I've told other people. When I did my first recording with him, you talking about somebody since 14 years old up until that was. When we talking 10 years later,
Right.
I've always recorded myself. Other people did too, but I always took pride in mix. Man, I recorded one record with him, but I never recorded my day. There's not been one, I'm not lying, there's not been one single session where I hit record myself after that.
Oh, wow.
Where, I mean, even practicing at home, my confidence had grew so much in that one session. I knew what I could do. And then I kept going back with different projects. And right after I was going back with different projects, I'm learning, then I could do this, I could do that. And he's helping me find the sound that I didn't even know I had, right? Okay. So once I locked in on what I could do, bro, it was really about being creative at that point.
Gotcha. I love that.
No, it really was about being creative at that point.
Here we go. So, okay, so, listening, reading up on you, and I know a lot of the critics out there, they talk about your music and they talk about that, they describe you as having, hard-hitting bars over energetic beats, and also, you got a lot of charisma, on the mic.
Yeah.
Right? With that said, though, how would you describe your sound in 2026, though?
2026, more branded. I feel like I branded myself, but I feel like I've done a lot of R&B, done a lot of, like you said, the hard hitting trap songs,
right.
Done a lot of stuff that could be in the jazz lane too, and right now we've really been co-blending everything. Somebody has said something to me, and I like Flo Rida. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of his up-tempo music, the feel-good music. I like, my daughters love it, My House in particular. But they had said something to me about getting in a lane that could compete with Flo Rida. And obviously we know what kind of music that is.
Right.
But it sells.
Yeah.
And it's feel-good music. And I like making music that can mean something to somebody. So I'm like, man, that's a challenge right there.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Yeah.
So I got a little teaser out. It's on my stories, making no sense.
Gotcha.
But it's very different lane, man.
Okay.
It's a whole nother lane.
Yeah. See, now you're trying to find that balance between, the sales and also keeping that content on point.
Too. And keeping it original. You
right.
know? So I think going into this year, which album will be released next month, March. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a specific date, but March we are. Man, it's something different. More heavy branding. I feel like this album will really put a full stamp on the brand of what we're doing. When people hear Bars Robinson,
There we go. There we go. So man, let's talk about your collaborations, right? So I know you've actually done a lot of work with a lot of different artists. I want to say King Flow 360, Dante Oakland, Wipe Soul, right?
Yep.
All these different people you work with. What exactly do you look for in a collaborator?
Man, potential.
Okay.
Now it's like if I'm in the mood to create something different and someone that's working and someone that's building, they might not just even have the biggest following, but if I hear potential for a solid record that I know I can make push or bring something different out of me, that's what I look for, potential. And obviously if it's somebody that's moving in the same direction I am, how can we do this project and it benefit you and it benefit me and it benefit everyone as a whole?
Gotcha.
First I want the record to benefit the listeners, but then how can what I'm gonna bring to the table and what you're gonna bring to the table. I think that's real big when it comes to collaborating with different artists.
Gotcha. So out of all those different collabs, what's one that really surprised you? Y'all got in there and it came out way better than expected.
Man, off top right now, I've got one, Fire.
Okay.
And this was actually we just got everything cleared and everything. Final mix down master. Matter of fact, the AI video I was talking to you about with the track.
Right. Okay.
But Riley Jacobs, man, it was on spot. So just come vibe at the studio. I already had the record, had the hook, had somewhat of my verse down. So she pulled up and she ended up writing it. We got it done. And that's one of That's one of the big ones that I feel like is really gonna put a stamp on the brand too when we drop it. That'll be on the album. Yeah, Fire featuring Riley Jacobs, man. This was a different type of it's a different type of record, you know. It gives you that 90s R&B on steroids. You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
There we go. So I know we actually talked about this off air. I know you've done a lot of work outside the city of Austin. I know you've gone to different states, performed at different festivals, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But you also talked about like making a real concerted effort as far as like locking back in with the city.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Man, how do you balance that? Like, you know, being tapped in where you from, but also like kind of carving your own lane, like on a nationwide basis, because that's hard to do for some people.
Man, it is hard to do. One that go back to the hustle.
Okay.
That go back to being able, if you independent, I'm independent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people gotta understand when you go to my page, it's some stuff they get paid for, but it's a lot that come out of my grind and what we do. But man, I really feel like balance.
Okay.
You really gotta balance and know how to network. Because we're in Austin, Texas, bro. It's music capital. You know that. And it's always people coming into the city. And if you leave the right impression, you do the right thing. I've been to small shows and made big connections to get on some major festivals. I've been to big shows that had no network.
Yeah.
But I built with the crowd. So it's really knowing how to balance and network with who you come in contact with, man. And if you're a good person and people see potential in you, and it benefits both ways, man. People will bring you out, you know. And everything had started in-house in Austin.
I was gonna say, man, that networking, man, it turns into big opportunities. You know.
And Austin, I love Austin, bro. This is the place. I'd have been a lot of places, but I won't live nowhere other than Austin, bro.
There we go.
I'll travel, but I live here.
Exactly. So so I know. Once upon a time, you've actually been an official South by Southwest artist.
Yeah.
Right? So what was that experience like, man? And also as an Austin native, like how much did that mean to you?
Man, it was cool because we took the steps too, and shout out Dominican J. He helped plug me in with the right resources for that, man. And he really told him what I was trying to do. Man, there was a lot of people in the city, bro, when I was just getting moving, getting my wheels turning, and really finding my sound, 2017, 18, 19, bro, before I really had the income to like do what I need to do, who really just saw, shout out Certified, man. Shout out Clove. Keep Austin alive, bro. Like, these are guys who really saw potential in me.
Yeah.
And I'm not at that point, I wasn't bringing no fan base. I had like 1,000-something followers on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't bringing a fan base to them, but it was like a lot of people pulling me up to get me to that point. So, man, shout out to the team again.
Right.
Shout out to the team, man.
So, so, you know, I know we were talking about you performing all over the city, right? So I know you performed at spots like Crew Lounge. You've been on KUTX 98.9.
Yeah.
And I want to say you did some work with Coop Radio too, right?
Oh, yeah.
With all that said, what's been your favorite type of room to perform in the city?
Favorite type of room?
Yeah.
Man, it kind of varies, to be honest.
Okay.
Shout out Galaxy 9, Robski. Shout out Dan Clockwork. So, man, this is how I say it's really important to network with people and not just come, you know. Man, Wu-Tang, when I first got on tour with them, it was paid slots. But because of Ty, shout out Ty, he was plugged in with Robski, and he was like, hey, you know, we normally doing this rate, but, you know, you Ty people, let me know. I got 4 cities. And I was like, well, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I got XYZ going on.
Right.
I'll pay for the first one. Let me see. I went to the first one, and he put me on the rest of them, no charge.
Okay.
You know, he put me on, but it was helping him do marketing.
Yeah.
Helping with, we got creative custom wear. We brand build. So it's helping him with merch and different things to where we benefited from each other's resources.
Right.
So doing that type of big crowd, man, and knowing these people are here for Wu-Tang, they ain't here for Bars Robinson, but then to get the kind of, there's a lot of clips out, to get the kind of love and respect that I got from those type of crowds, there ain't really no other feeling like that.
Gotcha.
But also, I like small, intimate rooms. You know, I like small, intimate crowds too, man, because it's a lot more receptive for people. And what I do, man, it's not really doing it, you know. I know what I do.
Right. Exactly.
You know, a couple people come say, what's up, man? I like this, did that. Where can I find you? Boom, gold met, you know. So I do them all, bro. But I say the intimate rooms and then those big crowds when I'm opening up and I can really test. They're not here for me.
Right.
So when I'm opening up, this is my test to see what can I do with this crowd that is not here, that 90% of these people do not know me.
Yeah.
You know, and then can I get them chanting my song? Can I get them chanting my name at the end of my performance when I tell them to? And shoot, man, it's all love from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm curious, right? So I know you performed at all these different venues at a bunch of different festivals. What is your pre-show ritual look like? Because I've seen a lot of different artists. They do a lot of different things. Like some people, they gotta be in silence. They gotta smoke. I've seen some people being in a green room doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, what does it look like you getting ready to perform?
Man, every now and then I like to have a drink, right? But I don't like to drink before I perform.
Okay.
So I'm always locked in. And like I said, I don't mind the noise, but just know if you see me somewhere about to perform, and my name is on the ticket, 30 minutes to an hour before, you could be having a full conversation with me, and I could be responding, but I promise you I'm going over those lyrics in my head.
Right.
I'm going over those lyrics in my head. I'm going outside for a minute doing it, green room, I'm back there locked in. Even if it's a song that I know and I performed 100 times, I still want to make sure I'm giving my all and I don't, it happens. You're going to have a brain slip, but it's like to be prepared. I like to lock in.
Gotcha. So okay, so let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit. So let's talk about your upcoming projects. So I know you had touched on it a little bit earlier. I know you got a project coming out. I want to say a month from now.
Yes.
Who's confirmed on it so far for features
Man.
that you could talk about?
Okay. I can talk about a few of them. Some that I mentioned Riley Jacobs. Some people are like, let's be plugging in some resources this way. Them doing the same.
Yeah.
But Riley Jacobs is one of them. And another one is Joy. She's actually out here now. And man, we always talk about this too, what lane she would be considered. She's more, how you say the word, melodical? Is that melodic?
Yeah, melodic. Yeah.
She's got that melodic sound.
Okay.
Very, you hear it and it's instant different radio type, but it's like her own lane, that one I'm real, I'm fired up about that one right there. Also, shout out to my homie Clove, that's the brother right there. Got him locked in on some projects. I got a good mix. Denim, shout out my guy Denim. A lot of people been seeing a lot of the work me and him been putting out, going on tours, getting stuff done. But Too Many Losses, that's one of my favorite records too, by the way.
Okay.
He's on that record right there. That'll be on the album. We pushed it as a single, rolled it out to test it. Shout out King Flow. We actually just pushed Big Motion, but that's gonna be one of the lead runners in the album. And man, shout out Riot. He's overseas. He's out in Vietnam now.
Ooh, wow.
But he was a younger kid. He was out in the Europe area, but now he's out there. But man, he's pretty much produced 90% of the beats and instrumentals on this record right here.
Okay.
But no, that's just some of the names, some of the names.
So man, out of all the records you got coming, man, what's one that you know is gonna move people when they hear it though?
Tell No Lies.
Okay. Tell
No Lies.
Okay.
And I put a little reel out just just get some feedback.
Right.
And man, already it's crazy. And that's actually my blood brother, Rayel. He produced that for me, and he stepped away from the music for a long time. But we were together about a few months back.
Gotcha.
He ended up playing it. Hey, I'm gonna need that right there.
Right.
And man, that one. Now, Tell No Lies is definitely gonna be one of the top bangers on this album right here.
Got it. So, man, I know we were talking about this off air. I know you said, you already had it come out. You had a fully AI video come out.
Yeah.
Right? Man, talk about that, man. How did that process come together?
Man.
And what's been in reaction so far?
Man, I just started messing with the AI because I had it on the apps, the Meta AI app, and just doing funny stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
And then I ended up downloading the Grok app, saw one of the little ads, and I was like, man, let me see what I can do on here, at least for promotion, flyers, stuff like that.
Right.
And then I ended up doing like a couple clips, and I'm like, man, I think I could do a video. But I wanted to have that animated look and to be able to tell people, hey, this is AI like I'm using. Like this is fully, and that was my goal. And that's actually, I have 4 fully edited, completed AI visuals right now.
Oh, so you got more coming?
Yeah, the other three are coming on the album next month. So I want to make sure we don't miss streams.
Right.
So when we drop, we can drop it with those visuals.
There we go.
And I'll show you after we finish up one of them.
Yeah.
But bro, it's being creative. Like I told you, the one for Fire, me and Riley Jacobs, I had my headshot, her headshot, and one photo that I generated.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got a scene build on everything. And it was really able to let me take my creativity out of my head and put it onto something,
Gotcha.
And man, don't get me talking on that. I'll be here all day.
So, okay. So I'm curious. So, man, with this project, you seem to be kind of like, you know, on like a different, like a different mode creatively, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of messing with some different sounds that you haven't done
Oh, yeah.
before, stuff like that. On a deeper level, man, like what story are you trying to tell with this one that's so different than your last projects?
Man, I honestly think with my last projects, I was trying to tell stories, and not to say storytelling, but the setup of the album was like, I want people to feel this, I want people to feel that, I want people.
Right.
And now I think it's more so me just trying to create a feeling in each record, and then make sure that balances out on the album.
Yeah.
So it's more so I want people to be able to listen to it, and then it created undeniable feeling in them, whatever that might be, whatever it might feel like. Feel like you listen to. Like I said, I think I showed you one of the instrumentals earlier. That's like a different type of vibe,
Right.
R&B vibe too. But when you listen to that, you're gonna have that feeling of it. You know, if I got a more up tempo, you're gonna feel like it pulled you to up tempo.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so kind of getting those natural feelings out of people.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha. Okay. So all right. So let's shift gears a little bit away from the music, right? So let's talk about your personal life, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk work-life balance.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about this earlier. You kind of, you balancing a lot of different things.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got the kids. I know you also got your contracting business.
Yep.
You're also a musical artist, stuff like that. You got your personal relationships.
Yep.
How do you make all of that work? Like, how do you juggle all that? You know, you got people depending on you. You got work depending on you, stuff like that. How do you make all that work?
Man, I think you just said it with the people that's dependent on me. You know, my kids are my biggest motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, he'll be 16 this year, Laurel.
Oh, wow.
My daughter will be 5 in April, Callie. And then Zamar, she just turned 10 in January.
Yeah.
So it's like I got them all at ages where they're looking at Pops for a lot.
Yeah.
So I keep that in my mind, man. And I just, like I said, watching my parents grow up the way they did,
Right.
I really feel like there ain't no excuse. You know, it's so much you can do, and there's so much out there on the table, and there's so much I've experienced already taking those chances where I'm like, okay, it's not taking a chance no more.
Right.
It's just doing it, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and everything, I ain't gonna lie, man, staying dedicated and consistent in all fields. You know, I've been going up.
Yeah.
I ain't seen nothing but positive. So it's kind of hard to not like. It's a lot of balance, and a lot of people ask that too. And I like the way you asked though, but it's a lot of balance between the work life, the family, the this music industry, and friends. You know, my personal life. You know, who I'm dating, my lady. You know, it's a lot to balance, bro.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you doing everything from the right angle, it ain't gonna feel like that much. You're just gonna be hungry for more. You know.
There we go. And so let's talk about the future, right? So I know, you got, like I was saying earlier, you got a lot of different pots on the stove, man. You got your music going.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about locking back in with the city. You've been, state to state performing, stuff like that. With all that said, though, man, what does the next 5 years look like for you? Are we talking more tours?
Oh, yeah.
Are we talking projects?
Man,
What does that look like? for you?
I'm been manifesting it, been working on it. I ain't just said it. I actually work in the manifestation.
Okay.
Man, household name.
Hey,
Yeah,
there we go.
household name, household sound, meaning that can go for anybody in your house, you know, without pushing nothing on nobody.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people that listen to what I do, that they know what I'm talking about. You know, household name, household sound, and really building the income so I can do more. I want to be more creative. I want to build more. I want to record more. I want to find deeper things within myself that I can share with people. And I feel like the right funding for that, to free up the time from that balance, it'll allow me to do that.
Gotcha.
So I feel like in these 5 years, man, it's creating timeless music that will outdo anybody who's had one-hit wonders that were successful. Respect to the one-hit wonders, but man, with what I've done and having things take off in the way that we see it going, it's really going to build some timeless lanes for myself and my family.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so I'm curious, and I know we kind of nearing the end of the interview, man, but, when it's all said and done and, your musical career is wrapped up and everything like that and you moved on to something else, maybe 10, 20 years from now, whatever, right? When you've reached that point, what do you want, for, the people that are important to you, just like you were talking about your children, your parents, stuff like that? What would you want for them to say that you represented?
Taking care of other people. Take care of other people, and the people in your circle, the people around you. It's just always, I'm real big on, sometimes I'll overextend myself trying to make sure everybody else is good.
Right.
Sometimes that ain't my responsibility, but
Yeah.
taking care of other people, man. That's what I want them to, Pops was about, create a good vibe.
Right.
Sometimes just creating a good vibe, a good night for somebody that's still taking care of them, So that's something I'm big on, though.
I love that. Okay.
We did last couple of years. We went down to the bridge on 7th and 6th Street, pre-cooked everything for the homeless, and went out there and fed them. So took the kids down there with me, and there was some families pulling up with their kids to get food. So that was real big on them to see, what.
That's hard, for real. So, man, now that we did the Q&A, man, let's go ahead and hit you with we got the final question of the night, right?
Okay.
We talked about this off air already. So,
yeah.
Before we wrap this up, let's go ahead and hit you with it. We ask this question to every single guest that comes through the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? So, now that you're here, you got a chance to chop it up, good vibes, good conversation, everything like that. With that said, who do you think will be a good guest for the podcast in the future? But before you answer, this has to be somebody in your contacts.
Yeah.
You can hit up, hey, I came through the 2-hour lunch break. Y'all need to come through. Who would that person or people be?
How many people you need?
Hey, you can list as many as you want.
All right.
I mean, we'll set it at 3 for right now.
Okay. Joy, that's the artist I
Okay.
told you about. She's very different.
Okay.
And I really enjoy her music. Joy, and I would say I got to give you 4.
Hey, all
I got to
good.
give you
Wait.
4. Pial,
Okay.
Cameron, and Sarah. They
Okay.
the ones who've they've been behind the scenes on the fashion show work that we've been doing, man.
Right,
And
yeah.
They've really been blessing me to get on their stages, promote with them. They got us designing and being able to do other things. And I will touch real quick, man. I got a younger brother, who he's trying to find his lane.
Yeah.
And they let him get on one of his first fashion shows as a model.
Right.
And it's a pretty big show. But create lanes for people, man. That they're helping bringing people up. But I definitely like to see them in here. And that's actually how I met Joy.
Gotcha.
Was through them. But that's a real solid group of people who I think should be in here.
Hey, y'all heard it from me. Hey, let's tap in. All 4 of y'all. Let's lock that in. So, man, before we wrap up, let's go ahead and plug your socials.
Okay.
Where can everybody find you, and where can everybody find your music?
Man, Bars Robinson, BarsRobinson. Man, I'm on all streaming platforms. Everywhere that you can go listen to music, you can find me. And the same thing on all social medias, BarsRobinson. Man, network. Tell everybody let's network. Let's work.
There we go. Man.
Whatever
Let's
you
lock
got
it
to
in, man.
offer, I'll try to match that energy,
There we go, man. All right, man. That wraps up this edition of the 2-Hour Lunch Break podcast, man. Big shout out to the homie Bars for pulling up and chopping it up with us. Shout out to our production, Ever, holding it down behind the boards. You can tap in with them on Instagram at Cafe Yodo. If you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications on YouTube so you don't miss a drop. New episodes of the 2-Hour Lunch Break stream every Thursday on all DSPs, and you can follow us on Instagram and X at 2HLBPOD. Austin, man, we do this for the city.
I got to do 2 more shout outs. Am I good?
Yeah.
You see how he hit you?
Go ahead.
Hey, shout out Shaka, man. I love what y'all are doing. I really appreciate the energy. And then shout out to my sister Juicy, bro. Had to throw that in there once.
There we go, man. You heard it, man. A podcast for Austin, from Austin. Thank you for tapping in. We out.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.